So today, here we are on a very tropical day here in Canada. And today is the day we go back to pick up the SPACEBUS from the dealership. So we're excited. It's a few hour drive, but we get him back today. It's cool.
Yeah, a little bit different scenery and drive than we took it there in October. It's approximately about a minus 12 centigrade today. The girls are coming with us, but we got to jump in the car because the little paws are freezing. Yeah. And so are we.
And it's minus 12 going on minus 24 this afternoon, so it's positively tropical.
Let's give it a good test run on this weather.
So here we have Aaron. We're picking up the SPACEBUS. It's looking fabulous. So Aaron, thank you very much for you and your team.
You're very welcome.
A great job.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say?
We'll miss it.
We'll be back.
And it'll be back though.
Well, Aaron, thank you. We really do appreciate it. Great job. Thank you. So here we are picking up the SPACEBUS, ready to head back home, and Louise is going to follow. So it's going to be a cool journey, I think. It's awesome. So a light dusting of snow last night, which makes it for a beautiful, beautiful winter's day. It's about -6 to -7 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler. But it's certainly warmer than what we experienced over the last few days, which was around -24, -25, which was with the wind chill getting to about -28, -29. That's not too nice. But it is what it is, and you have to bear it and embrace it if you want to live in this part of the world. We just bought a cover so we can work on the RV during the winter inside, and it has zips on the side here, so we can unzip and actually get access to the door. It's not fitted yet, but it looks like it's a good size. I'll give you the details once I've got it all put together, but that looks like it's going to work. So one of the challenges of putting a cover on is you've got to get these straps underneath the vehicle, but climbing underneath there is not so easy. So one technique, grab something weighty like a hammer. This is perfect. Just use the claw grip there to kind of just hold this buckle in place. Give it a few wraps around, and then slide it under. It's on the other side, it'll come out easy. No getting dirty, no getting wet, and certainly not getting cold on the floor. So there we have the hammer on the other side. Makes it so much easier, and I can just clip it in. It's as simple as that. Messy work made easy. Not torsioned yet, but that isn't bad. It's not a bad fit. So if you have one of these GMCs, here's at least one option for a cover that you can think about. So if you have one of these vehicles and you have a cover like this, or were thinking you get a cover like this, I just figured out if I undo the front zip, it releases the tension here. I undid the clips at the bottom here to the back wheels, and if I'm gentle, stand on the stool, I can actually lift the top over, open the door without stressing the cover, and that gives me a nice access way here. I can get a heater on, and looks like we're in business. Great. Well, it's an awesome winter's day today, just a few days since we got back. And as you saw in the photographs, we went from being cold and not so much snow to being very cold and lots of snow. So today, I'm going to try and get things organized into the SPACEBUS, get things prepped and start building out the shower base. I'm just going to install a second battery disconnect. I was waiting for the second one to be delivered. This is on back order. And I'm going to install this so I can actually use then this scissor blade here. This connects onto the negative terminal, and you basically use the scissor blade. This comes out like that, and it disconnects the battery, or it breaks the circuit. And given that this vehicle has two 12-volt batteries, I needed two of these, but the other one has a different mount, and the other one mounts this way instead. I'll show you when I've got it installed what it looks like, so you can get a sense. But the great thing about this is it enables me to shut off all power to the vehicle, especially when I'm building and putting things around the electrical box or around electrical cables, just in case, you know, you nick a cable, you nick a wire, goodness forbid you create a spark or get a shock. Don't want to damage the system. So I'll install that and I'll show you where it goes once I've installed it, to give you a sense of what it's all about. I wanted to install these because I can then very quickly and very easily isolate the batteries, not just in winter, but also anytime I want to do work on the vehicle. So in order to put power back, I just close the gate there and close the gate here, completes the circuit. Of course, you always disconnect the negative battery terminal first when you're disconnecting a battery, and that's exactly what's happening here. So both of the negatives, when you buy these, you get the proper instructions to make sure you've got the right ratings for your vehicle, the right amperage and so on. Louise is travelling, so she can't be here, but she can be here like this. So I'm going to have her hang around so she can participate with me, so we don't forget about Louise, but at the same time she can have a bit of fun when she comes back from her travels. But today I'm going to start going back inside. She's going to kill me when she sees this, but you know what, I miss her. It's good to have her here around, so even though she can't be here physically in person, she's at least here in spirit. Anyway, it's going to be a good day, hopefully, and get a few things done, get some preparation done, and make some progress. So let's just check back in. If you remember, nothing was done interior wise whilst it was away, but we've just been using it to kind of get things a little bit organized. And there's the new wheels that have been put on. That's the spare. That looks pretty awesome. That's an Alcoa wheel. So not only do we have the new wheels, these are the new lugs that go on top of the bolts, which will look pretty cool. Let's have a look on the outside and I'll show you where they're going to fit. Let's see. Hey, Poppy. So let's take a peek underneath, and you can see those lugs there. Of course, they'll be cleaned up, and they will fit nicely on there. You pop them on. I mean, that's not on, but you get the idea. But it's going to be great when these are all cleaned up, and the tires are all cleaned up. It'll look super nice. So very happy with those. Should work pretty nice. It'll give it a nice finish. It's like a game of Where's Wally. She's gonna kill me. So I had some burning smell when I was using the levelers on the vehicle, and as I turned around, given that the vehicle is empty, I could see there was a little bit of smoke rising. So I immediately switched off the engine, disconnected the battery, and you can see here where there's been an arc. Exactly why you should be checking all the electricals before you put everything back together. So those need to be completely redone. New points putting in, new casings, and not good. So I'm going to put a lot more wire on, put on new wiring, and make this safe again, because that clearly is not. So we've got the SPACEBUS back around the end of November. I brought it back, put it on the driveway, put the cover on, and Louise and I have been really excited to kind of take the cover off ever since. So we're going to leave the cover on just for now because it's still possible. We still might get some more snow and certainly a little bit of cold weather yet to come, maybe for another 3 or 4 more weeks. But we're at the beginning of April. Spring will be here, hopefully in early May, as it is that this time of year the ground is still quite frozen. It's starting to defrost on the top, so first 2 inches or so the ground is defrosting, which is a nice sign of spring. And we'll then get the cover off, and start working. And it's going to come along pretty quickly, we hope. We've got everything organized, everything planned, and get this thing ship shape as quick as we can, but done as well as we can. So I'm about to put in the shower piece here, or the back of the bathroom. But what was cool during the close season, I bought myself some new tools. So I'm more excited to use these, I think, than to put this in. At the same time, these are the rims that came off the vehicle. So if you're a GMC owner and you're looking for a set of rims, we have some. So it got a little bit cold outside. So what I decided to do was figure out what to do with the shower tray. This is the shower tray. It's quite a heavy, durable piece. It's made of a double layered plastic base. These ribs, of course, give it structural support, but it's going to have to be raised up from the floor a little bit because if you can see here, you can see there's a cutout here, or there will be a cutout here for guidance for what will essentially be the drain. The challenge with the drain is quite deep. It's about 4.5 inches from the top to the bottom, but as you can see, it's designed for this is the U-bend or the U-trap for the shower drain. And that means that this piece then is going to sit about 4.5–5 inches above the flooring. So I have to build a support structure for this to sit on. And what I'm going to do now is basically cut out this hole so this can fit in, so I can position it and make sure that when I come to do the pre-install structures, maybe hopefully tomorrow, we'll see, that it all works. So I cut my hole in the garage. You can see it right there. What I did to use that was actually one of these tools. Basically fits onto a drill bit. You can see perfect size, nice and fitting steel component fits on top for the drain hole. Fits nicely in, perfect size, doesn't move. So I cut that. So I now have my hole, and now I'm going to put it together. So here we have it. There's what it looks like installed. This has not been put in properly yet. What's neat about this, it's very flexible. You clamp it all up to tighten it wherever you want to put it. This hose is also flexible, so I can direct it directly to the drain. Of course, I want as few kinks in that as possible, and probably as tight as possible. There is a rubber grommet that clamps on here and onto the black drainage pipe that goes to the grey tank, or indeed the black tank that we'll be using as a grey tank. It gives us our clearance. It's roughly about 4.5 inches. That means, of course, that the head height is limited a little bit, which is okay for this one. Maybe less so for me, but it's in a motorhome, and I think it's just going to work awesome. And it'll look great when it's installed. It'll look very modern, very clean, and very functional. So there we have it.